Alright, y'all, this is getting bad. In full disclosure, I've been a member of Professor G's Patreon community for quite a while, and I've noticed an increasing tendency toward more and more sensationalism, especially over the past year. So right here we've got a video from the summer where Professor G is saying that his three-fund ETF portfolio beats everything else, and predicting that in 2026 it will skyrocket. And you can see here in the graphic, it looks like a target date fund is flatlining in comparison to the new three-fund portfolio. It's actually not that way. Yes, the three-fund portfolio is beating a target date fund right now, but not in the way that this image would lead you to believe. And for those who are unfamiliar with Professor G's work at Investing Simplified, he's got about 400,000 subscribers now, steadily working his way up to 1 million. And his three-fund portfolio is essentially a lensed approach on the S&P 500. So he's got about a third in the S&P 500 pure, then he dedicates a third to a growth fund for US large cap, and then another third to a high dividend yield strategy on US large cap. So this is all concentrated exposure to US large cap, and since that sector has been outperforming over the past decade, then it's pretty obvious why this fund is doing well. But as savvy investors know, past performance is not indicative of future returns. So I've decided to take Professor G up on his challenge. He says that his three-fund beats everything else. I disagree. So right here, I've got a back test going so you can see historical performance over the past decade. We're going to look at Professor G's three-fund on the left, a revamped Boglehead 3-fund, or Boglehead rather, 3-fund momentum variant in the middle, where we've taken the basic 3-fund structure from Jack Bogle, but instead of S&P 500 exposure, we've got S&P 500 momentum exposure. Instead of international exposure, we've got international developed momentum exposure. And instead of a static bond fund or aggregate bond fund, we've got a managed future fund. And then on the right-hand side, we've got Vanguard's own target date fund for 2060. So let's see how these compare. Right off the bat, over the past 10 years, you will notice that Professor G's three-fund ETF portfolio, which cannot be beat, has in fact been beaten by the Boglehead 3-fund momentum variant. It's been beaten by about $7,000. And if you look at the money-weighted rate of return, we've got 16.12% compared to Professor G's 15.59%. But what's really interesting to note here is that the take on the Boglehead 3-fund here had a max drawdown that was significantly less than Professor G's three-fund ETF portfolio. We're talking about only 26.19% compared to 33%, and the volatility is over 2% lower, 15.03% compared to 17.86%. The Sharpe ratio is better, the Sortino ratio is better. The ulcer index, which is an indication of how likely a investment fund is to give you ulcers. No, seriously, it's a downside volatility metric that is about, how rough holding investment can be. Well, the Boglehead 3-fund momentum variant is getting 4.93 on that compared to Professor G's 3-fund ETF portfolio. which is at 7.05. So here we've got a clear example of something beating Professor G's 3-fund ETF portfolio that, again, cannot be beaten. Looking at Vanguard target date, we can see, it didn't perform so hot compared to Professor G's 3-fund ETF portfolio, but it certainly didn't flatline, as you can see down here with the yellow line. So the thumbnail on his video is very misleading, as are some of the graphics in it. But the main takeaway here is that we found something that beat him. Now, here's something really interesting. If you look at my Miller Momentum balanced allocation, which only goes in, by the way, for 60% equities, whereas Professor G's 3-fund ETF portfolio is 100% equities. Look what it's done over the past 6.5 years. So you can see here that Miller Momentum balanced, it's at $104,604 compared to Professor G's fund, which is at $107,000. So it's neck and neck with that fund, but the max drawdown for this strategy that only uses 60% equities, it's less than 2/3 of what Professor G's strategy is. And the volatility is way down here at just 12.61%, so it's a smooth ride with a Sharpe ratio of 0.96, a Sortino ratio of 1.37. So you are getting the same kind of returns with the smooth ride that you could expect from perhaps a retirement portfolio instead of a wealth accumulation portfolio. So yeah, that's not good for the 3-fund ETF portfolio that has SCHD, SCHG, and VU in it. Not good at all. If we compare the Miller Momentum moderately aggressive strategy, which is allocating 70% to equities, watch what happens. The moderately aggressive allocation with a volatility of only 14.32% is significantly beating Professor G's 3-fund ETF portfolio. It's $2,000 above it. So Professor G's 3-fund ETF portfolio is a concentrated bet on US large cap. If US large cap continues to perform well, I suspect it will continue to perform well. If the world changes like it has an uncanny way of doing, then, well, quite possibly we could see the Vanguard target date fund and other similar target date funds end up beating Professor G's 3-fund ETF portfolio. So don't fall for gimmicks on YouTube. Be sure to do your own research and always think critically, because the more I learn within some of the finance communities that I'm a member of, the more I have come to question their recommendations and suggestions and strategies. So please like and subscribe and stay tuned to Miller Momentum for other tips and other little debunking trips on some of the trendy strategies that are out there on YouTube but may not serve all investors well. I'll catch you next time, and don't be afraid to click on those videos that are coming up on screen now to learn more about the Miller Momentum approach.